you want to see a bench in 3D? Do you want to see it built from scratch? Then you have come to the right place.
Ooh. Wow.
Wow.
Hey guys, it's Lanius 3D here, and this is my first ever YouTube video. And I've always wanted to make my own video games. I'm sure, as most gamers would, you keep having these ideas and dream about the characters, the environment, the weapons, the spells, and all the stuff that you would put in a video game. But I've never actually tried using game engines like Unity or Unreal or Blender, for example, to make 3D assets. That is until today. So I have invested a good amount of time, just shy of 3 hours, watching Blender Guru and other Blender content creators just to understand the basics. Most of them suggest moving on to making your own objects in Blender pretty early on to figure out how to apply the knowledge they have given you in real time. So I went out into the big world in search of an object that is complex enough to pose a challenge, yet is simple enough for me to be able to create in Blender without any help. That was quite challenging. I kept looking around, a tree, this, and maybe a box here. But lo and behold, I was about I'm out. Lo and behold, I was at my workplace and I stumbled upon a gym bench. Just a simple wooden bench that we all have seen at one point in our lives. I took about 3 pictures of it from all angles and set out to make it in Blender from scratch. So this brings us to our little video here. In this specific example, I'm using Blender and I'm using the most simple tools that you have in the program. I don't think I even used the rotate option, which is one of the 4 simple tools to manipulate the object. I've obviously learned all this terminology of of Blender Guru or whoever else I was watching. So anyway, I started to make the bench, but then I remembered about the mirror modifier. Obviously, this makes it much easier to make a symmetrical object, which this bench was. So I messed about, and then all of a sudden I remembered, oh yeah, that would make sense. But then I saw that you can do it on X, Y, and Z axis. You don't just mirror everything, you can choose. So that was a bit of a trial and error to see which I needed, which I didn't need, and how to use it for the specific object that I was making. The 4 simple shortcuts that I used was R for rotate, S for scale, G for moving the selected object. So it could have been the bench itself, like the top of it or the sides of it or the legs. Then I used E for extrude, and I also used Control R, which adds edges onto the mesh. So it kind of like divides it more so you can manipulate it even better. Using Control R made it easier for me to extrude the legs, like the 2 legs on the either side of the bench, which obviously is a important part of it because it makes it stand up, and you can makes you able is higher than the ground. It makes you able to sit down. So even the fact that this video exists is a statement for myself. I made a simple little object in Blender on my own from my own idea and my own journey in life. I used DaVinci editing software to edit this video. I wrote a little script, I recorded it, and then I put it all together. It might seem very simple for anybody viewing this, but obviously, if you've never done any of this before, it might be a difficult thing to do. But I've always liked being an amateur in things in life. I always like trying things out, and I think it's a very important thing to do. And I thought I'd give this video game thing a shot. Because why not, right? I mean, I got a bit of time on my hands. Not a lot, but enough to make a little bench, a little half an hour that it took me to make this bench. Obviously, recording it doesn't take any extra time out of my hands. But yeah, That was really fun and I really enjoyed it. It was like looking back at the video itself, I can immediately be like, okay, I should have done the mirror modifier from the get-go. I should have extruded it along the x-axis or the y-axis. Um, yeah, I should have made each object, like for example, the little skirting on the sides, or I don't know what you would call it, the little extra bits on the sides that has a little bevel, not the bevel, but little edge to it. I should have probably made it a different object because it would have been much easier to manipulate it. Then again, I did make this object. I could use it in a game. I'm pretty sure, obviously, it wouldn't. There probably is too many polygons. It probably would have been laggy. It probably wouldn't work, but maybe it would have. I've never tried making anything in Unity, so maybe it would have been a perfectly good object to have in the game. I wouldn't know. This is another thing that I will be trying. I think for the next video, I will be trying to make a character, like a human shaped character, and rigging it. The rigging it basically means to put a skeleton inside the actual object, the mesh, which makes it move like a human, like it has an elbow, it has a knee, it has hips, and it makes the mesh move in a certain way. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try for the next one. I have a little roadmap in my mind that I think would be a good place to start. Would be to make this bench first, to make the video, try out Audacity to record the sounds, try out DaVinci to make the video, try out Blender to make the asset. For the next one, do the character, do the mesh. Then for the next video, put it all into Unity and try and figure that out because that's not going to be easy, I'm sure. Because it's a whole nother program. I'm already 3 programs deep. So what is another one, right? We're just gonna keep going. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and you would like to join me in my journey in making this video game. If you did, please subscribe and you're gonna keep seeing my videos pop up, hopefully. And if you like this type of video, just hit the thumbs up and just to let me know whether you liked it. If you did, please subscribe because that would motivate me further. And if you liked the video, just hit the thumbs up underneath the video just so I know that it was a enjoyable experience for you guys. And yeah, maybe even leave a comment about suggestions for the next videos or what should I do better, where I could improve because I'm sure you guys have if you're watching this type of content, you probably would have tried the program yourself or you are better at the program. So like Blender, for example. So I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to critique. So yeah, obviously this is all a new experience for me. So I'm gonna make mistakes and I'll look for. I mean, listen, mistakes is part of the journey. You should be making mistakes because if you don't make any mistakes, you're not. It's boring basically because you're not learning anything. So I look forward to making as many mistakes as I can and to document it for you guys so you can see it, so you can learn from it, and so I can learn from it myself. So this is kind of a symbiotic relationship here. I learn, you learn, we all learn. So I think this is a very good idea for me to make this YouTube channel. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Lanius out.